Okay, kids, here's a fun book to read with the whole family. This time on Dad Does Books. I'm a dad, and I'm here to read you some books that I really like. Not like a teacher, not like someone on TV, like a dad. So kids, everyone, settle back and let me tell you a story. Alright, we're reading a book called Piggy Book by Anthony Browne, and I found this book online. Mr. Piggot lived with his two sons, Simon and Patrick, in a nice house with a nice garden, and a nice car and a nice garage. Inside the house was his wife. "Hurry up with the breakfast, dear," he called every morning before he went off to his very important job. "Hurry up with the breakfast, Mom," Simon and Patrick called before they went off to their very important school. After they left the house, Mrs. Piggot washed all the breakfast things, made all of the beds, vacuumed the carpets, and went to work. "Hurry up with the meal," the boys called every evening when they came home from their very important school. "Hurry up with the meal, old girl," Mr. Piggot called every evening when he came home from his very important job. One evening, when the boys got home from school, there was no one to greet them. "Where's Mom?" demanded Mr. Piggot when he got home from work. She was nowhere to be found. On the mantelpiece was an envelope. Mr. Piggot opened it. Inside was a piece of paper. "You are pigs." Yep, I couldn't have said it better myself. They were being rude and selfish pigs, and that's just not acceptable. I think they're in for a bit of a lesson here. Let's find out. "But what shall we do?" said Mr. Piggot. They had to make their own meal. It took hours, and it was horrible. The next morning, they had to make their own breakfast. It took hours, and it was horrible. The next day, and the next night, and the day after that, Mrs. Piggot was still not there. Mr. Piggot, Simon, and Patrick tried to take care of themselves. They never washed the dishes. They never washed their clothes. Soon the house was like a pigsty. "When is Mom coming home?" the boys squealed after another horrible meal. "How should I know?" Mr. Piggot grunted. They all became more and more grumpy. One night there was nothing in the house for them to cook. "We'll just have to root around and find some scraps," snorted Mr. Piggot. And just then, Mrs. Piggot walked in. "Please come back," they snuffled. "Please." So Mrs. Piggot stayed. Mr. Piggot washed the dishes. Patrick and Simon made the beds. Mr. Piggot did the ironing. And they all helped with the cooking. Sometimes they even sort of liked it. And Mom was happy too. And after that, she fixed the car. What a great story. And it just goes to show that there's no such thing as mommy work or daddy work. There's just housework, and we should all help out. And hey, dads, when you do chores around the house and the kids see you doing it, well, they learn that it's good to help out around the house, and it's good to take care of yourself. And that's the best lesson of all. If you'd like more information on this book, including where to buy a copy, make sure to check the description for details. While you're there, hit subscribe, and when a new story comes out, you'll be the first to know it. Until then, happy trails.